Hello, it's Deborah Poneman, founder of Yes to Success seminars, where we've helped tens of thousands of people around the world, just like you, to live lives of true success. So the other day I was talking to my friend Peggy, and she says to me, "How come you've never done a Success Saturday message on nonviolent communication?" And you know what? I thought, she's right. It's one of my favorite tools for cultivating fulfilling relationships, and I've never talked about it to you. So here goes. Nonviolent communication is based on the idea that at our core, we really all want to communicate in a very loving way. But the problem is that we don't always know how to do that and still get our needs met. So nonviolent communication, which by the way was developed by Dr. Marshall Rosenberg, I don't know, probably 30 years ago now, maybe even 40, but it's a simple 4-step process for communicating in a clear and loving way without blame or shame or making the other person wrong, but still getting your needs met. So the first step is observing. The second step is feeling. The third step is discerning your needs. And the fourth step is making a request. In these 4 steps will help you speak with respect and compassion while still honestly expressing your needs. In nonviolent communication is based on the premise that whenever you're feeling angry or hurt or anxious, what's really happening is that inside you're feeling like there's some need that's not getting met. And nonviolent communication shows you how to identify that need behind whatever it is you're feeling and turn that need into a request. I'm going to give an example in a minute, so don't worry. So, as I said, the first step starts with observation. So instead of going into an instant reaction, what you would do is bring your attention to what is really happening in the moment that you don't like. You stick to the facts and not your story about the facts. So the first thing is you identify what are the facts about what's happening that's making you upset. Okay, got it? You identify the facts that are making you upset. The second thing is you get in touch with the feeling that comes up in relationship to the situation. So are you feeling hurt? Are you feeling discouraged? Are you feeling sad? Are you feeling angry? Are you feeling hopeless? Name the feeling that you're experiencing. Okay, that's step 2. And then you ask yourself, why do I feel the way I do? In other words, what need of yours is not being met? And once you've gotten that far, then the final step is to make a specific request for a concrete action. And that's usually pretty simple if you've done the first 3 steps. So here's an example, what you've been waiting for. So let's say you're a mom or a dad. Let's just say you're a mom, because I'm a mom and I had this particular situation happen many times in my house. So you're a mom and you walk past the front door after your son gets home from school, and his backpack has just been dropped on the floor in the middle of the entryway. And you've been working all day and you're tired. So instead of losing it and screaming at the kid, how many times have I told you not to just drop your backpack at the door? Someone could trip over it and kill themselves. You know how dramatic we get? Don't you care about anyone but yourself? Anyway, comments tend to escalate. You can instead use nonviolent communication and say, just observe, when I see your backpack on the floor, that's the fact. I feel angry. That's the feeling, because I work hard all day and I need to feel that we're all pitching in to keep the house orderly. That's the unmet need. And then the request is, would you be willing, when you get home, to bring your backpack up to your room and not just drop it here in front of the door, so that we can all support each other? Okay? That's so simple. That's nonviolent communication. You didn't decimate your kid. And whether your kid agrees to your request or not isn't the point, although you have greatly increased your chances of having them agree rather than blaming and yelling. But the point is that you're checking into your true feelings and you're voicing them in a non-hurtful way. Nonviolent communications is sometimes referred to as the language of the heart because it awakens empathy for yourself and for others. And the basic premise is that all people have the capacity for compassion, and that people really only resort to violence or behaviors that harm yourself and others because they don't have a more effective strategy for meeting their own needs. Am I right? You just don't have a more effective strategy, so you immediately resort to blame and yelling. And I'm not saying you, I mean, hello. Anyway, and the result is more harmony in your house and in your life. So again, 4 steps. Step number 1 is observe what's happening and use I statements, okay? Not you, I. Describe what you observe. Oh, it's as if you're just like watching the event on a movie screen. So I saw or I heard, okay? And don't embellish your statements with what you assumed about the situation. Don't say, I see your backpack has been dropped in front of the door, and obviously you don't care about me or anyone else in this family. No, you just repeat the facts. Then step number 2 is you share your feelings. When you leave your backpack in the hall on the floor, I feel disrespected. Make sure that you stick with feelings like I feel sad or I feel hurt. Okay. Step number 3, you express your needs underlying that feeling. So what I need is order in our living space. And then the 4th step is that you make a request for concrete action. I ask that you bring your backpack upstairs to your room when you come home. That's the whole deal. It's very simple. And what happens when we communicate in this way is that we don't add any more hurt or violence to what people are already experiencing these days. Our kids, they live in kind of a tough world. So why would you add more blame and violence and more, kind of adding to their lack of self-respect? They get enough of that. Instead, you're adding to the energy of love and respect, and that's it. So, friend Peggy, I have now shared nonviolent communication with my Success Saturday community. And by the way, just so that you know, I want to tell you one other thing. You know that I just planned a wedding with my daughter, and you know that we only got in one fight the entire time planning a wedding and executing a wedding. And the fight was because she was upset with me for not taking better care of myself. And I'm justifying, well, I have too much to do to go to bed on time. And Mom, if you want this to work, you have to first take care of yourself. That was our only fight. But whenever I felt like blaming, I simply used nonviolent communication. And it was just a love fest and a respect fest. And speaking of love fest, I just want you to know that I am leaving later today for 4 weeks in India. I'm going to do my best to still bring you Success Saturday messages from the banks of the Ganges and from the Art of Living ashram in Bangalore. We'll see how it goes. I'm going to be there for the 9 days of Mother Divine, where we worship the different aspects of the Divine Mother. It's called Navaratri. But I really, really want to do everything I can to bring you some Success Saturdays. Let's cross our fingers that it works, okay? And in the meantime, give nonviolent communication a try and let me know what happens in the comments below. I send you my love this morning from Chicago and later today from Delhi, India, which is where we're going to be landing. And while I'm at the Navaratri celebration in Mother India, I will hold you all in my heart. Namaste.